Whatever is gained through prayer must be kept in prayer. Many have gained a wife or a husband or a job, but the prayers stopped there. And you wonder why things started off great, took a hit, but could never recover or be restored, so it remains scattered. Hits and tests will come against what's good in your life, but it is the effectual and continual prayers that will maintain victory and reconciliation in the end. You may have lost your wife or your husband or your job or whatever good thing God has given to you, not because of anything you did, but because of what you failed to continually do, which is to cover and keep those things in prayer. Let's be honest, you may not know what your significant other is struggling with or may end up struggling with. You don't know the warfare or the attacks that your job may end up having, which can cause you to being suspended, fired, or even laid off. Let me give you some biblical context to what I'm saying. Luke 6, verse 12 to 15. Now it came to pass in those days, he went out to the mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer to God. And when it was day, he called his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles. So Jesus prayed before choosing his disciples. In other words, he gained them through prayer. Okay, remember, Jesus gained his disciples, which included Peter, through prayer. Now, in Luke 22, verse 31 to 34, Jesus predicts Peter's denial. He says, Simon, Simon, which was Peter's name at the time, indeed Satan has asked for you so that he could sift you as wheat, but I have prayed to the Father for you so that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. And so at a time where Peter's faith should have failed, at a time where he could have given way to the guilt of shame, it was Jesus's prayer that covered and kept him, where he ultimately was restored unto the ministry of Christ. But in Matthew 26:24, concerning Judas, Jesus said, woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for that person to not have been born. So we see Jesus had praying hands for Peter, but it is what it is for Judas, because Judas made his decision and he chose to lay in that bed. And we see the differences of what happened. One was restored and reconciled unto the ministry of Christ, while the other was completely scattered. Marriage ain't easy, but there are two types of people. Are you the one who is praying for your marriage and continually covering and keeping your marriage in prayer? Or are you like this? And it is what it is attitude, because if you are like that, God will not be able to help you and to prosper and to bless your marriage. Or your job. Are you praying? Expressing your gratitude for your job continually, thanking the Lord? Or are you on the job complaining like this? Either you keep it or you lose it. Pray, don't play, because you lose what you don't maintain.